going on, guys? It's ToastyTman here, back at it again today, bringing you a brand new Fortnite video. And sadly, Fortnite has had a lot of updates which I've completely missed out on. So today we're going to be jumping straight into duos, and I'm just going to try and catch everything up. I do apologize for what has happened. I've been terribly busy with class, so I sadly have not been able to cover Fortnite as much as I wanted to. I know Season 5 has rolled out. I have been playing Fortnite, but I have not been able to make a video covering all the new stuff. So today I'm going to brush across all the stuff that's been added, and then I will just carry on to the newest update of Fortnite, which brings the new compact SMG. But with everything out the way, let's get straight into it. So, T-Man, what has Fortnite Season 5 brought to Fortnite? Now, obviously, Season 5 of Fortnite has brought the new the new locations, as everyone knows, and the new battle pass and stuff. But the new locations that are what I'm here mainly to brush across, obviously bringing in the golf cart, the all-terrain cart as they call it in this game now. But it's obviously brought in the golf cart, which is a new vehicle which you just drive around and 4 people can be in it. It is very cool. It sounds like a tank and makes a lot of noise, but I do not I personally do not like it at all. But it is a nice addition to the game, and it helps get to the eye of the storm a lot quicker. Unlike the trolley I think needs a buff now, seeing as it mustn't make as much noise as the all-terrain cart does. The all-terrain cart just absolutely makes a huge amounts of noise, which I completely hate using it for, but I do use it if I know I'm not going to go into any sticky situation whatsoever. Regardless of that, the all-terrain cart, the new all-terrain cart can take you to the 3 new main locations that have been added to the map. There's Viking Village, as I like to call it. It is not a named location, but it is a Viking village on the mountain there by Snobby Shores. It has a waterfall now. It looks like a Viking village, so I'm going to call it Viking Village. Also, Paradise Palms has been added to the map, which I think is my new favorite location, where Moisty Mire used to be. Now, Moisty Mire has completely been eliminated from the picture, which is kind of sad. Moisty Mire no longer exists, but it makes sense in the sense where people did not go to Moisty Mire whatsoever, so we can now forever say RIP Moisty Mire as a meme. And also, what has also been added, where Anarchy Acres used to be, there's now Lazy Links, and Lazy Links has completely replaced Anarchy Acres, so there's no longer 2 farms on the map. There's now 1 farm, which is Fatal Fields, and a golf course, which Lazy Links is. So Paradise Palms is like a weird deserty kind of area to the map, where Moisty Mire used to be. So it's a complete wasteland now where that part of the map is. And then we also have Lazy Links, which is like a golf coursey kind of thing, adding more mini games to the already existing part of Fortnite with the basketball courts. And the soccer stadium has also completely been removed from Fortnite, so that's also something to take into account. Well done to France for winning the World Cup. I've also not mentioned that, but well done to France for winning that. And now, seeing that the stadium has now completely been removed, I assume Fortnite does not want to dabble on the theme of soccer anymore. So we just gotta say goodbye to Anarchy Acres, say goodbye to the stadium, and say goodbye to Moisty Mire. RIP those 3 locations. So now that the main things of Season 5 are out the way, the update that came straightly after that, or I think it's the update that came straight after that, I can't remember when the drum gun was added completely, but the update that came straight out after that was the removal of the main tactical SMG. Now, the tactical SMG no longer exists in Fortnite. Instead, what we have now is a submachine gun, or like an MP5 kind of variant of the gun. And this gun is actually a really good gun. Now, if you thought the silenced SMG and the tactical SMG were good before this patch, you were clearly mistaken. The updates that to these 2 guns, when they got released in this new patch after the main Season 5 update, these guns were absolutely tearing it up. And I feel like Epic Games completely wants to eliminate shotgun play from this game completely, because these SMGs were destroying, that they had to be super nerfed, which they got eventually nerfed into the update that we currently have right now, which brings in the new epic and legendary version of the compact SMG. So the tactical SMG was completely removed, and so was its epic variant, which means they had to substitute that with a new gun, which I thought they were going to eventually do. So they finally brought in the P90, the new compact SMG as they like to call it. And basically this comes in an epic and a legendary variant, and you'll probably see me use it here without the gameplay, where it is an absolute monster. It does 23 to 24 base damage, and this thing shreds people. I do not underestimate when I say that. I do not mean that in any like hyperbole or whatever. This gun melts people regardless of the range. I think I was killing people at like the most absurd amount of ranges with a gun that's not supposed to kill people that far, and it destroys buildings like it's nothing. So this gun is definitely worth picking up, and I actually don't even want to use shotguns anymore for how good SMGs are actually now. But I think Epic Games is doing a really good job in the fact now that they are completely making shotguns not relevant. Shotguns are always going to be relevant because of the amount of burst damage you can do, but SMGs are actually really, really good now, and I think they're in a really good position. I do not know if the compact SMG will stay in this really buff state, but I do know that it is somewhat in the right direction that they're going, seeing as SMGs are absolutely tearing it apart in the meta right about now. So with that, everything as well, Fortnite, with this new update that came out today, Fortnite has finally had its first birthday now. I think this is actually the Save the World birthday, because I do remember Fortnite when it first came out. It was somewhere in September, August, there around when Battle Royale expansion finally came out. But I know this is the Save the World variant, I believe. So I might be mistaken on that, but I'll eat my words, and I'll probably eat a lot of things if you guys want me to eat them if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, it is the Save the World as birthday. So with this brings a whole bunch of stuff. It brings in a lovely backpack. There's cakes everywhere. The entire place is themed around birthday. You can even get 3 challenges where you can earn this backpack, where you can even earn a spray, you can earn an emoticon, and you can earn 5,000 XP just because you have to dance in front of cakes, and who doesn't like dancing in front of cakes. There's also a new little consumable item that you can eat that spawns around these cakes. They give you 5 shield and 5 health, and that's always obviously good. Health and shield's always good. Combines basically apples and shrooms together, so that is always a nice addition to the game. I don't know if this will stay. This probably won't stay, seeing as this event will only last 2 weeks, but it's definitely an interesting twist of things. Now obviously with this update, founder people who own Save the World finally get the skins that people have been hinting at, which is the Warface paint guy and the red rose team leader. Now I actually like both these skins. At first I thought I wouldn't like the Rose Team Leader, and as you can see in this gameplay, I'm actually using the Rose Team Leader and its backpack. But I personally do like both of these skins. First I didn't like Rose Team Leader at all, but now that I've actually looked at the skin in game, I actually think it's actually very, 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 very cool skin. So I am not complaining about that. It is really cool, and I'm glad they're giving back to founders. We've always only had the founder umbrellas and the founder what do you call it, those emblems, as you'd say. I'd call them emblems for owning the founders editions of the game. So it is so nice to see that Epic has finally added in those skins that people want. And oddly enough, it's not just common skins, it's actually legendary skins, which is pretty I'm pretty happy about that. I was so scared it's gonna just be commons, it's gonna be dirt skins, but they actually impressed me. I'm actually very happy about the skins. So at least we know the backpack that everyone's been hinting at, the Eye of the Storm backpack, is actually now it's actually a backpack for Ramirez, or the Rose Team Leader. Ramirez doesn't save the world, or a Rose Team Leader skin. So you know, just it's very funny to me that people thought the Eye of the Storm thing, it's a good concept, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. That's very, very broken. Anyway, so moving on, we've got a whole bunch of changes to buildings and stuff. So buildings now, when you build a building, especially wooden buildings, this is a very big buff to wooden buildings. When a wooden building is initially placed, or any building actually is placed initially, it is placed with more health. I believe the wooden buildings are placed with 20 more health, so instead of 75 or 80, they have now got 100, which is really, really good. In my books, I think it's a really good addition. Now when you have those initial builds, they won't be able to break through your walls so easily, so that's a very nice addition. Obviously, brick also has the upgrade, and so does metal, but metal has actually been nerfed in the sense that it's got less health now, but it builds slightly quicker, so I think metal is slightly more viable now just because of how quickly it builds. It builds from, it was 25 seconds at the start, and now it takes about 20 seconds to build. So it's only 100 health difference from 500 to 400, but I do think metal was a bit strong in trying to break it, but I think that's also kind of the point of metal. So I don't know where this is going to take metal to, if it's going to be still viable or still useless as no one else. I still think that to give metal a more starting health, if you want to make metal more viable, because it is a difficult resource to farm, but it's a nice resource to camp in, so it's understandable that you want explosives to blow it up with. Anyway, with all that out the way, also pick damage 2 structures have been increased as well, which is also a nice addition to the game. Picks now do, I do believe they do, instead of they're doing 50 damage to structures, they now do 70, and they do 150 crit damage. This is to player and ally structures. Just keep that in mind. That's not to neutral structures. This is to player built structures only. So I do think this is a nice addition, seeing as that Epic Games has put themselves in a corner where everyone is all of a sudden being really good at builders, and I must say it's been really annoying going constantly against people, and it's like as soon as you shoot one bullet you just see towers and towers being built upon each other, and it's been really frustrating to go against those kinds of people. So I think this was a nice change that they finally make you do more damage to structures, and it's easier to break out of. Also, player collision with building has also been changed. You will no longer build a platform and fall right through it when it's still building. I'm actually very happy about this, especially on lower network connections. So lower network connections, you would normally sometimes build a platform and you'd just fall straight through it and you wouldn't be able to build. You'd be stuck in your little box if you're trying to build a box. So I'm actually very happy about this change. This change helped a lot with me and building, because it annoys me when I'm trying to build and I'm trying to build a stair and then I just fall through my stair instead of actually building and walking up my stair. So with that also out the way, let's carry on to slurp juices, where slurp juices have have been changed for some odd reason. I don't know why this got changed. So instead of slurp juice healing 25 health and 25 shield like it used to over time, over 25 seconds, what slurp juices do now, they heal a solid 75 hit points. Now regardless of what it's healing, it will just heal 75 hit points flat out. So it will always prioritize health, which is interesting. So if you have 75, if you've got 25 health and you got 100 shield, or like 75 shield and 25 health, it will give you 100 health and not any shield, which is weird. I don't know why they changed it. I know as of now, as me recording this video, I do not know if they added it back, but it has been disabled because I know there's been a bug as well that's been just recently discovered where slurp juice has been healing people when they are down for some reason, so it takes them longer to die out. So I don't understand what they've been doing there. So they temporarily disabled the slurp juice. I do not know if it's back now. It got disabled last night from me recording this video, obviously. So slurp juice has got changed for some reason. I have no clue why. It is an interesting change. I do like the change a lot because it makes slurp juices ever so slightly more worthy of carrying, just instead of just drinking it once off and never using it. It is actually a nice thing to hold on to now. So it's very nice. Also, just small changes. You can now, just small changes that has been taken place, is that now when you kill players with guns, say now if I'm trying to do a sniper challenge and I snipe someone but it only goes as a knockdown, and then I eventually kill him off with, say now, an assault rifle, I will get a challenge for both. I will complete both challenges. So essentially I'll get an assault rifle kill and I'll get a sniper kill, which I think that's actually pretty cool. So basically you can do simultaneous challenges in duos or stuff like that. So it's no longer the necessary need to, like, how do you say, I need to get this guy the sniper and then kill him with a sniper. It is a nice addition that they finally added it, that you that you have to basically, or that you can basically just get a sniper headshot, knock the guy out and shoot him with a shotgun. It is a very nice change, and I do think this is how it should have been from the start. So I'm glad that they did this. Also, inverse bullet collisions. Now I am actually glad that they changed this, because this has been triggering me since like the dawn of time. Now, if you guys are not familiar with it, obviously, since the start of, since like the start of Fortnite, I'm not entirely sure when this came in, you would sometimes snipe and someone was by a tree, or by a building, or by a something of the sort, and then you would shoot your sniper, and you would guarantee that was going to be the headshot that you were going to hit to win the game. Now, or get that kill. Now, unfortunately, that bullet slightly swerves to the left or the right, and then you do not get your headshot because it hits a tree branch, which didn't even seem like it was gonna hit a tree or something. It was gonna hit a pole or a leaf or something. Now, they finally changed it where it doesn't do that anymore, I think. I've not tested this completely, so I cannot tell you from experience. But I am actually glad that they changed this, because there's so many times in the past where I would try and shoot people by trees and stuff, and it wouldn't register as me hitting them, because as soon as I would like lean back, it would say I hit a tree, or it looked like I hit a tree, or something in those lines. So that was very annoying to me. That was always a thing. I don't know why it was a thing, but you know, it was there. They removed it, so I'm actually very, 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 very happy with that. Obviously, there's also been a whole bunch of bug fixes to how emotes and stuff work. I know what they've changed with emotes now is that I do think you can now you can no longer crouch and do emotes. That's no longer a thing you can do, because I know people are abusing that with head glitches and stuff, where you'd be able to crouch and then emotes, and then you'd get like a height advantage for a brief second, you'd go back down and you'd be able to peek and stuff, or something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure. I do stand corrected on that. but I do think that was very, very stupid to have of them. Oh, so they completely disabled the ability to be able to do emotes while crouched, and I do think that now you can also when you can no longer well, now when you move you can now do when you wave you can now move and wave at the same time. You can also do sprays and move at the same time, and also you can do you can also do those emote things that when you throw your hand out and fly. I know this was this I think is maybe to nerf that a glitch that people were doing on PC, where you would quickly switch between your pickaxe and wave constantly. So I think now when you wave, it's going to constantly wave, so it doesn't stop you dead in your tracks. So I think that's a very nice nerf, and it doesn't directly it doesn't affect the game. But I know people were abusing this because you'd be able to inherently abuse the game to basically break stuff quicker. So I do think this was a change that they needed to do. I think it was not just being done with the wave emote. That's why I think it's also been done to the sprays and stuff. I do think that they also did it with the emoticons. Anything that basically brought you to a standstill when you did the emote. Now, obviously, dancing and stuff, it's a different story because you are more fluid and stuff. So I don't know why they didn't change that. But I do think that this was a much needed change to the nerfs and stuff of Fortnite, essentially, because people are abusing this, and I don't think Epic Games likes it when you abuse mechanics like that. So it's all just for the balance of the game, and especially with all its competitive tournaments coming up. I do think the Summer Fest was at some point also in between me of recording this video and just and season 5 rolling out and stuff, and I I heard, like, I see Fortnite is going super bonkers on the competitive scene. So I do think that Fortnite is actually, it can be competitive. I do think that the randomness of it does restrict it from becoming that really good esports, but they're doing a lot of replay stuff, and they're trying to keep the game as balanced as possible for people so that they can play it at any competitive level. And that's why Playgrounds is coming back in the 25th of July, which is today of me recording this video. So it's something that people love, the Playground V1, and obviously Playground V2 is just going to be far superior. So we are going to be very happy with that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave you guys there and let the gameplay play in the background. And remember, you guys must always stay toasty.